before I did this. Interesting. Ah, okay.
Oh wow, was it really that?
Twas.
The sound.
No sound.
There's
Man,
a sound now.
there's no sound. No picture. Yeah, I guess that's.
Sound's coming.
Oh, awesome.
Ah, okay.
All right, we're here.
Awesome. Hey guys, how you all doing?
Alright.
We're here.
Let's do it. Chris left. He's moving to America. Not yet. Not yet.
Is that the plan?
No, not
Okay.
not any immediate
All right.
desire to.
Both
Awesome.
no.
We're good.
We're good.
Awesome. I'll do an intro then.
Hang on. What is that? The intro is the classic intro, isn't
There
it?
we go.
Where's
All
the
right,
classic
what is
intro?
this?
This is the classic intro, isn't it?
Is that one?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Hang on, let's do.
And gentlemen, why the hell has that frozen? That's a little bit disturbing.
Turned it anyway.
Okay, so pause that first.
Wait.
Wait. The grey one. The grey one's in. Like, there's no looseness.
Great.
The grey one.
Yeah. So just hold on. Just basically like,
Ladies and gentlemen, we are having technical issues.
yeah, this is what happens when you try to get into a studio at borderline 2 a.m. in the morning.
It is, 2 a.m. in the morning here
It should
in
work
Brodenland. And
Once it comes back,
I was planning. No, I see the guy.
should. This is the problem with becoming an unk.
yeah, everything just gets harder, man. Oh, hey. I don't know if that's
No,
streaming.
That's the wrong one. What on earth's going on?
See, they're laughing at us. They're laughing at us in church. In the chat.
In the church.
And I was
In
about
the
to say
churches, they're laughing at us,
It's
man.
2 a.m.
We deserve this. There you go.
There we go.
My goodness. Oh no, they've
Okay.
seen my weakness.
Hey, what's that thing? That red bit? What's that?
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Is that alright?
Yeah, it was just a thing,
Oh,
OBS thing.
All right.
Okay.
Right.
Let's try this for
I
the
think we're
14th
good.
time.
Should we do this again?
Yeah, but before you do, okay, I'm number one, right? And this is the mic headphone audio. Wait, this one, right?
Which one's which?
That was the headphone.
Okay, just because like when that sound comes on, it destroys me. Wait, but it's already at minimum volume.
Yeah, that's the smallest volume.
So that's not yours then, is it?
But no, it is because number. Oh,
Oh wait, no. You're number 2.
testing. Oh, perfectly fine.
Okay, ready?
Perfectly fine. Yeah, all good now.
All good?
Yep.
Yeah.
Ready? I get to play the music?
You can try.
All right.
Hopefully no one's ears are being destroyed, but welcome to a random 2 a.m. podcast with your hosts, Chris, Alistair, and the most with the host,
You gotta get it right.
David in the building. People, we are tired. It's 2 a.m. in the morning, so we're gonna give you about an hour of absolute randomness, beginning with a surprise announcement from the largest clout-chasing da'i on the planet, Muhammad Hijab. People, it appears that Hijab has gotten himself embroiled in a lawsuit that he lost. No surprise. And now he's claiming that he's owed, or owing, should I say, 670,000 British pounds in compensation to Douglas Murray.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
How is he gonna pay that, man? How
I
is he
have
gonna
no
get all
idea.
that dollar back? The answer is he is not.
Brother, what's that? What's that, brother?
I imagine that's what he did when he saw the. I don't know, how would that come in? Would it come in like an envelope, an email? How would one receive that notification that they were owing that much?
Well, from a radical Muslim, it kind of the sound would be.
Hey, Mohammed, I got a gift for you.
You ready?
I imagine like Douglas Murray was just somewhere thinking, how can I make that radical Islamist life exceptionally difficult? What number would get him jumping out of his seat? 400,000? No. That's far too common. 500? No. 6? Warmer. How about 650?
We're getting there.
You're getting there. You know what? Let's hit him with a 700.
But why would he announce it though? Because I don't get, like, why would you, because that's a massive L.
Yep.
Why would you be like, hey guys, guess what? I gotta pay. Yeah, you won't be seeing me for a while. I might be leaving the country. No, I don't know. But
Classic hijab, isn't it though? Classic hijab. Look at me, my enemies, 670,000 pounds. Look how big I am.
Oh, do you see, like, he followed it up with like another tweet. I don't know which came first, but the other tweet he had was, I'm so happy my enemies have made me like this well known and this famous. And I'm like,
this is the thing.
But wait, do you want to be known for that? You
Yeah.
want to be known as the guy who's in so much debt? He's I don't know, man. He's bankrupt. Might declare bankruptcy soon. Who knows?
It's like when you get like that random additional like tax bill from HMRC randomly. Like, wait, what? I'm owing them how much? I paid everything. What's going on?
Yeah, I was gonna say with these guys, HMRC might not be their best friends.
Hey.
They don't have a good history with HMRC, which is public information that you can look at for certain individuals. By the way,
We need to do a deep dive. just collecting that information
Yes.
into like some kind of well like documented file and then charge like $100.
we should do like a website, the Dower list or the Dower files, whatever.
Oh, first the Epstein files, not the Dower
Look
files.
at the Dower files. Oh, nice one. I like that. So just some comments here already. One that was interesting and one that you're going to hate, David. But
Of
Chris,
course.
Where are your friends so we can follow? So basically, like, what social media do you guys have? David, tell us about your amazing channel.
Can I
see-
start this off? Can I start this off?
You see, before anything is even said.
before David says anything,
Oh boy.
anything.
Oh boy.
No, I'm not gonna out you like that. You go for it.
Okay. Thank you.
He has no social media. None whatsoever. The amount of times you tried to like convince him, hey, get a social media, you're big, you're smart, you do it. You can do it.
That was an accident, but it worked.
No, really?
It's just too much to manage. I like YouTube and that's pretty much it, but I like watching it more than I do creating on it.
And yet, David is such a massive help to everyone who does create content.
Because I'm
So,
always happy to help.
yeah.
I'm always happy.
big help.
Helping is so much easier than like starting things on your own. Isn't that crazy?
How hard was it for you to start your YouTube channel?
Not very hard.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, as I was gonna say earlier before I was rudely interrupted, you see, me and Alistair are
Ibn Alistair.
Ibn Dawood and Ibn Alistair are special. You see, not only are we Quran-only Christians, we are a special kind of Quran-only Christians. A special kind of should I say, crypto Quran-only Christians. We're hidden. We're in the shadows. We make things happen. You don't actually see us, but you feel us.
Nice. So, just so you guys know, because it is 2 a.m., I'm not using the normal StreamYard thing, so I don't think I can show on the screen people's super chats. But thank you to...
Sorry, I don't have that set up.
Yabi? I'm trying to think how you pronounce it. But yeah, thank you.
The Brits pay the bills.
Yes, which is, like, true. Like, thank you for that. It does genuinely help, so...
Lighting in a studio is kind of expensive, so
Yes.
we
Yeah.
appreciate it. We appreciate
Telling
it.
you.
We won't tell you how long we took to set up this lighting, by the way.
Listen, like, it's just... The studios are difficult sometimes. But
True.
aside from the setting up portion, where do you think things go from here with hijab? And is this number even something we can trust?
I don't think it will be that amount he ends up paying, but yeah, he probably had someone send him something that was like, yeah, please pay us this much money. And
Whoa.
he's going to have to push back on it, but we'll see.
What's the likelihood that he just accidentally tapped an extra zero?
That'd be kind of funny.
That would be a very hijab thing
He's
to
probably
do.
like, oh, it's not going to get that much traction unless I make it crazy. 0. Yeah.
Or maybe he just got his figures wrong. Like, remember when he went on Piers Morgan, I think the first time, and he had that insane stat where he claimed that, like, they were only killing, like, one Hamas fighter every 100 or so civilians that were killed. So to take out the entirety of Hamas would require you to kill basically every single person.
remove everyone in it,
Yeah, but then the stat wasn't... the stat that was being mentioned wasn't about Hamas fighters, it was about Hamas leadership.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then he sort of went with this and said it like 18 different times over and over again. So it could be a case where I just read an extra zero in where it doesn't need to be. But let's just say, you know, I'm not giving them enough credit and that number is actually real. That's quite a high number. How long did the lawsuit drag on for?
Wait, it was years, I think.
Years. Oh, okay.
I
fair
think. Wait, I could be getting this wrong, but I swear someone said like 2022 was when.
Is that?
No. Wait. Hang on. Wait. Because the lawsuit is in regards to what happened in Leicester. And
Yeah.
what happened in Leicester happened in 2023. Gosh, man, that feels like ages ago now.
It was definitely after COVID.
Yeah. I'm thinking some point 2023. So I'm guessing it was filed then, probably.
You know, I do hate it when a new or like a piece of news develops and then you can't find the original piece of news. Because I remember when you would look up Douglas Murray and Muhammad Hijab previously, it would be regarding their ongoing legal battle. But now it's been settled. Yes, so the article was from 2022. But then when did he actually end up suing him? Right. So the video of Muhammad was from 2021.
Wait,
The
what?
article, yes, when he was in Golders Green.
Oh. Wait. Okay. Wait. Yeah, but there's two separate things here then. Because there's one where it talks. He was being sued because he called him a guy who was like leading violent riots or violent actions in
Right.
Leicester.
Yep.
And there's the other one which is the Golden Green stuff where he was like, "Oh look, it's a Holocaust sign." And I totally don't see it, even though he's like intimidating young kids or whatever behind him.
So the article I'm reading right now says that hijab had inflamed racial tension during the 2022 Leicester protests. I'm guessing that was in the summertime because he was quite underdressed during it. His arms were showing and everything. And then Murray wrote his article for The Spectator in September 2022.
Right.
And then when does the lawsuit actually start, which is the interesting thing. So sometime after 2022 is when the lawsuit began.
What was the name of the company, the legal firm that Hijab used?
That's an interesting question. I don't think it says that. Let's see if we can
I've got a
find
sound effect for them.
Let's see. Yeah. They didn't do a good job. But apparently hijab was. So I spoke with someone a few days ago, and he mentioned that he had read the entirety. So the entirety of the court proceedings are actually available online. Apparently, in court, hijab was like taunting the opposition, which is a very
Yes.
hijab thing to do.
Yes.
No matter what.
So
Hijab be hijab.
Well, if you're gonna be a clown in normal,
in
like,
court.
you may as well do it in court as well. I guess. Why not? Just be the whole package.
So somebody called Hussein is the one who was representing him, but I need to find out where he works from. Oh, I think I just had it right now. I lost it. Give me 1 second. So the court heard from witness a charity with legal.
Whilst he's looking
Right.
at
So it
go ahead.
just calls it Hijab's legal team. It doesn't say what the legal team was.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be named either.
Yeah.
Hijab's legal team. It's
Yeah.
Ali Dawah and Grapesome Jenna.
But here's the point: if we're asking, like, why did he mention the figure? Is that what we're asking?
Yeah,
Why did he mention the figure?
yeah. Well, why
I think
mention the figure?
he's clutching at straws because he must have lost a significant a bunch of support, right? Since the Aisha scandal.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah. He's in Japan or something, isn't he?
He went to Japan, but it was only for like a couple of days. I think he's been back for a while because he has done a video. I think. Well, okay, trying to track him based on his online footprint isn't very easy. He did do a video with Ali Dawah after he had apparently gone to Japan, but I have no idea when those two videos were shot.
Right.
So I'm thinking, why would you mention a large sum if it's an embarrassing thing and lots of stuff, and apparently he said before he's rolling in it and whatever. I think because he's lost so much support, then he's mentioning the big number to the loyal simp fans, the hijab simps, right? Who are
cash money.
That's the thing. He's just sitting there going like, well, you guys will stick around. If you stick around for this, you'll stick around for anything. So I'm going to mention a big number so that I can inflate my donations to help me with the legal costs. That's what I'm thinking.
There'll be a GoFundMe coming soon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hamza 2.0.
Yeah, Hamza 2.0. And he's gonna do like 10 times better.
Oh,
So 500 grand.
Well, you see, this is what I want to see. So I think Hamza is actually very special. I don't think
We know
any
that.
other, well, it could be the case, but I don't think any other da'i in the UK or even abroad is able to generate that amount of money that Hamza generates for their own self-interest. So
business trips. So business
for,
trips.
it's for those hijab trips. You have to go there personally and fill them yourself. Otherwise, Is it really a fab hijab?
Is it really a fab hijab?
These are the questions we have to ask ourselves. But my thinking is, I don't know if Muhammad hijab will be able to drum up 500,000. Or actually, hold on a second.
Yeah, I didn't know.
I just had a devious thought.
Oh, what are we doing?
The 670 number is the equivalent of Hamza's 50,000.
Why?
It's not real, but that's going to be the target to raise money
Oh, yeah.
Dark thoughts.
And he's
indeed.
picked like a really weird number, so it seems legit. It's like not like 500 grand. It's like no, make it 600 and.
against. Or is that the price
Incrementalism, yeah.
of the potential, I don't know, 2-bed apartment he wants to get in the fancy
Oh,
area?
Aisha 2.0.
Oddly specific.
The hotel didn't work out. I need a 2-bed apartment in East London.
Oddly specific. 670. That's a very specific number. That's like a price for like a house or an apartment. That's the first thing I thought.
Very nice apartment.
Exactly.
But guys, we have a super chat.
Okay.
And I have to read this out
Read it.
from our
Read it.
beloved fans at 2 a.m. in the morning.
Read it.
From Sam, it says, can you read Sunan and Nasai 325 and give your thoughts on this hilariously gross hadith?
Is there any... Is there any...
Wait, is that 325 or 326?
What was the number, sorry?
It might be Sunan and Nasai 326.
326.
Yeah.
Does this in any way relate? But let's see.
Isn't it the leather strap one?
I have no idea.
Here we
Sunan
go.
and Nasai 326
go.
reads, it was narrated by Abu Sa'id al-Qurtubi, and he said, it was said, O Messenger of Allah, you perform wudu from the well into which the bodies of dogs, menstrual rags, and garbage are thrown. He said, water is pure and it is not made impure by anything.
We did this actually
All right.
with Founder Films in Speaker's Corner like 10 years ago with a guy called Daniel. And he was on the ladder and he was talking about this as a whole thing. And it was just hilarious how the Muslims were trying to fight against this.
Yeah.
About how like water is like, it was something like we were kind of talking about today. I was like, in of itself it's pure, but it can be like corrupted and kind of, I'm just
You
like,
can say the same for anything, including pigs.
this is the thing.
Yeah.
So
In of themselves, they're okay to eat, but just human beings that make them roll around in mud.
yeah, it was an hour and a half of a slam dunk, basically. That's what it was. They just couldn't come up with anything.
Wow.
So yeah, we've done this before, though, many years ago.
I'm very so. This is where things get interesting. It's a slight sidetrack, but let's say this hadith is true. I like this is a mode of argument I like using these days. Let's just say what they believe is true. It's an internal critique, if you will. Let's say what they believe is actually true. There's all these notations about how, when he went to war, for example, he wouldn't cut down trees or poison wells. Yes, because you're in the desert and trees and wells are like really useful to capture.
Historical critique?
Oh, well, that's a whole different issue. But ultimately, if let's say it was true that there was a water source somewhere in Mecca or Medina, why would people throw dead dogs and menstrual blood into that source of water when it's very precious?
Can I play devil's advocate a little bit?
Go for
Because this
it.
is part of my thesis
Go
on
for
the
it.
kind of like lack of Mecca's historicity.
So in my head, when you said that, I thought you were like, in my thesis, I'm talking specifically about why you put these things in it.
No, but basically the lack of the case of Mecca, basically how Mecca was claimed to be a massive great city, trading hub, center of pilgrimage, center of economy, etc. And like there's just no evidence for it. One thing that the Islamic records claim is that there were not only was there rain, there were rainwater passages. And with rainwater passages, one can infer that if you have enough, rainwater and you have enough water, you might create also some sewage passages as well. And maybe you might combine the sewage passages with the rainwater passages, whatever. But the fact that there's rainwater passages, someone can say, hey, right?
No, you got it there.
There's a rainwater passage.
Yes.
So people are capable of polluting the groundwater or the overground water? Like, why would they do it regardless?
Yeah, apparently, according to Ibn Ishaq, that there was enough rainflow, enough water that there was overflow and it needed to be disperse stuff, basically.
So people would pollute the well. Okay, so again, if this is true, then that means that any criticism against like the river Ganges in India isn't valid because water is pure regardless.
No, I agree. It's a defeating, but I tried to like give a little bit of, but it's not going to work. But in the case of Mecca, they could say Mecca's special and has a rainwater passage, and then
Not even Alistair could save this stuff.
can't do it.
Not even.
As much as you try.
Not even. Well, yeah, that is.
You just
quite
because you just
nasty.
said like Mecca doesn't have any rainwater, and they'll say, oh, we do have rain, we do have water.
No,
so it
no.
could be,
My claim wasn't that I don't have rainwater, but water is scarce regardless. It rains torrentially like once every 100 years in that place. So why would you, with the little water source you have, pollute it?
But that's my point. Is that if you have a rainwater passage, then water's not that scarce for you.
It certainly wasn't in abundance, because otherwise, like, the idea about poisoning wells, right? Why is that a problem? Or don't poison wells. Why is that a problem?
Ultimately, it's an indefensible argument.
Yeah.
I'm just pointing that out. Like they're saying, like, oh, they could theologically interpret, like, oh, he's talking about specific water. It's not just water in general. We need more context.
Okay, well, that's sort of, for me, curves into like a slightly different argument then, where, for example, one thing, this is an old argument that they used to use. I don't think they still use it much anymore, but it's like, hey, who's better, Muhammad or Jesus? We don't make any distinctions between the prophets or whatever. I'm like, okay, fine. Have they got the same name? They don't? No. Well, that's a distinction.
Yeah.
But a very simple one. But aside from sort of like being jokey, I would ask them, okay, fine. So like, what does Muhammad have on Jesus, right? And for them, it's, hey, how do I learn how to be a good husband? From Jesus. He didn't get married. Hey, how do I know how to be a good military leader if Christ never led an army? He didn't lead an army. How do I know how to be a good head of state if Christ never led a state? Muhammad did. But then, so let's just say, like I can do these things. Let's say it's all true. Let's say it's all true, right?
How do I learn to be a one-woman man? Muhammad didn't do it.
This is the.
Yeah, but Christ didn't even get married, so that's even worse, right? but however, in the Sunnah, there's all this medical advice given,
Oh yeah.
right? Cupping, how many stones to perform certain
How many stones?
activities with, or how many stones to wipe one's derriere with, right? Taking camel urine to adjust to the hot climate of Mecca, and whatever the case is. If the criteria is Muhammad having physically done these things to justify why he's an expert at them, what medical degree did Muhammad ever receive? So does that mean that by your own criteria, we can't take medical advice from Muhammad because he has no medical degree?
Yeah, that's a good point.
But he's the seal of the prophets, and he received revelation from Allah.
I got this condensed. Let me speak into the mic because otherwise it completely cuts me off. Condensed version of Sahih al-Bukhari, right? The hadith collection.
The abridged correction, yeah.
Let's do this. There we go. And something I noticed was the people who supposedly knew Muhammad and they were narrating these things. One of the things they bragged about was Muhammad would meet all of his wives in one night, and we know that he used to have sex with them without any took one bath at the end, right? But there's another kind of story where it talks about when it wasn't permissible for him to have sexual relations with his wives. So, but this didn't stop him. He went to his wives and he would kiss them passionately, and then be like, "That's it." And then he would go to his other wife, kiss her passionately. And the way they understand it is, see how amazing Muhammad is, that he can resist the sexual temptation to do anything because he's not allowed to. And then, like, this is like a way of saying, yeah, look how great he is. And I'm like, but the guy went around and just like snogged all of his wives in one day. It doesn't seem like he was avoiding it, but rather he was just doing this weird, like, I'm going to do it a little bit, but not go past this line.
So flirting with danger.
Well, speaking of as well, it's like it comes back to your point as well about the hygiene thing, the medical thing. It's like you're going off kissing, how many women in the same night? Where's your medical degree? Where's your hygiene?
Don't worry, they were all clean. How do you know that? I don't know, because they're the Muslim believers. They're just perpetually clean.
Yeah, definitely.
It's not what goes into your mouth.
That's confusing it with another person. But anyway, right. So we have a super chat from App Frenzy who says, "Dear brothers, love your work at Speaker's Corner. I pray your work yields 100-fold for the kingdom of Christ." Well, thank you very much, App Frenzy. I appreciate that very much so, and I'm sure these guys do too.
Mashallah, brother.
Don't forget our
Mashallah.
frenzy. If you build a house for Allah in this dunya, He will build a house for you in the akhirah. A bigger one. It's funny, isn't it? Because sometimes you read like the Gnostic like gospels and stuff, and they so like cleverly take messages that are in the fourfold gospel, for example, but then just like twist them in this really like perverse way. So, for example, I think in the Gospel of Thomas, somewhere it mentions the idea of the first being last and the last being first, but it mentions it in this very, very strange context where you have to basically do these odd prerequisites before you can become the first or become the last, whatever the case is. So, funny enough, when I mentioned the idea of it isn't what goes into a man that makes him impure, I can imagine somewhere within the hadith of the Quran where you could sort of use that interpretation to justify kissing 12 to 13 women all in one night.
Yeah, I could see that being.
Or like if the Muslim knows the Bible, but they'll be like, well, didn't Jesus say it wasn't what went into a man that made him impure?
But what's the Injil? That's a very good question.
I
That's
thought you
another
didn't
good
like the
answer.
Jesus. I thought you didn't. You don't like the fact that Jesus says certain things that are contradictory to the Quran. Because when he says things you like, you're like, see,
Yeah.
Quranic.
They still have that hilarious thing of, look, guys, the Bible is corrupted. We don't take the Bible as containing wahi, the revelation. But just so you know, John chapter 14 to 16 contains a very clear prophecy of Muhammad. He's absolutely there, guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, just throw out the Bible because there's no revelation in it at all.
Yeah. Old Testament, the Mahmad.
Yeah. Deuteronomy 18:18. Isaiah 42.
And list of all Daniel 2 and 7, man.
Yes.
What's that holy kingdom?
Yeah.
It's the I didn't know that the Umar
Keep
or
reading
the
Daniel.
Caliphate.
Daniel 7. Keep reading Daniel.
Yes. They love. Well,
Yeah,
they'll never
so
get there.
in the words of Central Dower, yes, Muhammad is the Son of Man. I affirm it.
Yep, said Muhammad is son of man, the one who can command an army of angels to come and fight for him whenever he wishes.
Hey,
But,
what happened in the Quran? An army of angels came down and fought for the Umar, so therefore Muhammad is indeed the Cloud Rider.
wow.
What did he write to Jerusalem?
Was it Mark 14:61? Like, and you
Yes.
see the Son of Man riding on the clouds of heaven?
Yeah, clouds of heaven. Yeah.
He was talking about Ahmed, of
He's
course.
yeah,
Come on, man. What were you talking about himself? Come on, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, that's the Injil, guys.
It's clear. It's clear as day. It's clear as day. But I think eventually we're gonna be getting some of these like these new age American Dai guys coming over to London. At least that's my understanding. So we might get like the deans and the lesbianos at some point coming over to.
Orthodox lips.
Yeah. He interestingly he was very taken aback by the fact that AP mentioned his lips, which is interesting. I don't remember.
Yeah, but
him-
like they're wearing makeup or something. I swear. If you look at them, they look like they've put something on their faces.
They're
and
enhanced
it
in
looks
some way,
weird.
but-
At first, I thought, oh, they just got like a filter on it. I mean, it looks a bit feminine, but that's fine. I thought that maybe they're just doing that for
Yeah,
whatever.
it's
But then
similar.
I'm like, no, I think they actually are. They've put something on, or they've done something to themselves, and it just looks weird. They do duck lip as well for the pictures, like duck face. That's the one, right?
Oh.
Yeah, he's doing duck face. It's like, so you decided that you would make your online, you got your YouTube account, you got your thumbnail. Yeah, you know what, bro? I'm gonna sit down in front of the camera. I'm gonna do a nice little duck lips, and yeah, that's me for the Umo. I don't understand.
Dower and baby oil, man.
I mean, I got taught.
Dower and baby oil. But I think they'll be coming over to the
Diddy
UK
Dower.
at some point. So it'll be great to actually have them outside of the basements, particularly the Liviano, because I saw the way he behaved in Dundas Square in Canada when he had David Lynn there.
Oh, yeah.
He brought his whole gang and stuff. And then David Lynn was like quite outnumbered. He held his own quite well, even though I don't agree with him on certain theological points. He held his own quite well with Liviano and his sort of gang and sort of. But certainly when he comes over to the UK, it'll be a little bit different.
Yes.
If he comes to the corner, it'll be a little bit different.
Oh, please do come to the corner.
He might avoid it because they all avoid the corner because the corner is a lot more contentious than anything else that they'll face. They can hide behind like their chats or TikTok or behind like a large gang, but in the corner,
You
a
ain't got
free-for-all.
those.
You
ain't
can't
got those
moderate and
options.
mute people at the corner, my
Yeah,
friends.
Yeah.
you don't have those options.
Yeah.
So
Because so far, when it's come to like the Americans
it's a
coming
different
over,
arena.
we had like Uthman. He came
Yeah.
over, argued
I
with
had a chat
Arul
with him.
for like you tried to chat with him. Arul did too. Didn't last very long.
Yeah.
The Muslim cowboy came over. He didn't want to talk to anybody. Yeah, that was like last week. He didn't want to talk to anybody. Morris from
Morris?
Morris. He's part of. Damn it! What was it? He's just some American convert or whatever. He came over and didn't want to like debate, just have a discussion apparently. And so it's very, very interesting how they're so eager to debate online, but just not in person.
Yeah, it's because they got no substance. They got absolutely no substance. Right, we got another super chat from Yabi. He says, Hijab, hey Sneeko. Oh, let me speak into the microphone there. Hijab, hey Sneeko, can you float me alone? Yeah, that's definitely get Sneeko on the go.
Sneeko right now.
Uh-oh. Is Sneeko still even a Muslim?
That's the
Not,
thing.
I don't think okay, well, my view is never really ever been a Muslim.
Sure.
So,
Is he, let me
Oh, then that means the
rephrase.
laws of apostasy don't account.
Well,
I guess so, actually. That's a clever, oh, can you imagine that? He's like, hey guys, sorry, I'm not a Muslim anymore, but you can't do anything about it because I never was a Muslim. I had you guys all played.
Checkmate.
That'd be funny.
I should rephrase my question. Is he still grifting with Islam? Because now he's back with Kanye West. Kanye West is not Islamic. He's like actually, and I think now he's just a straight up like pagan at this point in time.
He is. In terms of how he's behaving, anyway. I mean, the guy's got problems, but
Well, he's had problems since 2012 or even before that, but he isn't grifting Islam anymore because it's not useful to him anymore. So ultimately, this is the thing about
Well, this is the way of the streamer, isn't it?
yeah.
I'll get
yeah.
into something, ride that wave until that wave starts waving.
Until the wave starts wavering.
Yeah, exactly.
When the wave wavers,
Exactly.
then we jump on a new
Jump
one.
shit.
But this is for me the sort of big difference in the internet era between the sort of Muslim converts and Christian converts. When a person who isn't Christian becomes a Christian, there's some kind of like purported like change in their behavior, right? They want to be more Christ-like, and those are like extolling like good virtues. Yeah. But then when somebody who isn't a Muslim, who was a Christian, an atheist, whatever, becomes a Muslim, then it just becomes like a massive grift. It's all about how much money can I pocket from these gullible guys, and I have like multiple examples of this. Lily J.
everyone's an example of this. I can't think of a single Muslim. Actually, no. I think of maybe one or two who are genuine, who didn't grift.
Well, we don't know who they are, right?
Wait. No, I do. I know one person who, at least at the moment, I don't think grifts. That's Brother Hijaji.
I don't even know that person.
That's the guy who calls out Hamza, the Muslim guy. Do you know,
American guy.
Yeah. Actually, wait. Is he American?
American Canadian, I can't remember.
No. I think he's English. Well, he's not English.
There's the guy with the American
ancestry.
accent who called him out for the Aisha stuff. He's got the screens behind him.
No.
Not him.
No. He's called Brother Haji.
Is this the Birmingham guy?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But like he called out Hamza, and he actually he shared my video on one of his videos.
It's the Birmingham
It was
guy.
hilarious
it's the Birmingham guy.
because he was like the Abdullah Deen or something, and apparently that translates to like the enemies of Islam, the enemies of the Deen.
I can't seem to find him. Brother Haji.
Hajji.
Oh,
Double J.
Yeah, and search by channel. If I
Bro Haji, yes.
Wait, is he a convert?
I don't know if it's a convert.
No.
Actually, that's a real good point. I'm not necessarily thinking of converts. Your point was about
my
converts,
take is
right?
they're converts.
Fair
They
play.
all
Ignore me
just
then.
grift.
Yeah.
So if they're not a convert, they grift.
Well, even if they're not a convert, hijab grifts, for example. But I'm talking about on the internet age. The way that Christian converts behave on the internet is a little bit different from the way that Islamic converts behave. Now, there's a problem within like the Christian circles where people will convert and immediately start teaching. This happened with a guy called Young Don. He became a Christian again after like living a life of hedonism, and the first thing he wanted to do was start teaching people how to read the Bible.
Yeah.
So that is a small problem. They don't have that strong level of discipleship. But when it comes to the Muslims, Lily J, Dawood Kim, he's a Korean convert. Sneeko, Sonny Fayez. Sonny Fayez is a funny one because forever he was just like teasing the Islamic YouTube world with, oh, I'm reacting to this video of hijab with my mom. I'm reacting to this video with my mom. And then at one point he even had his mother debating the three Muslims. And I thought that was so like trashy because his mother is like trying to learn as much as she can and reconnect with her faith. And then randomly her like annoying teenage son just sitting in the background as she's like debating three little like Dawagandas. And I was like, this guy is so slimy. Like, why are you putting your own mother in this situation? And ultimately, what does he do after like being pressured by a room full of da'i and whatever? When Uthman was there with his goons in America, he said it his shahada. And now he's like trying to say, oh, I've never felt so peaceful. I've never felt so great. But it's all great.
When you talk about like genuine Muslim apologists, would you count academics in that as well? Well, I think Shabir Ali.
Shabir Ali is
Yasser Qadi.
Shabir Ali and Sakadi are both terrible people, in my personal opinion.
Well, why is Shabir Ali terrible, in your opinion?
So he has a video where he's justifying sex slavery.
Yeah, to be honest with you, that video really, you watch it and you won't forget it because it's like he literally says, like, he just drops it so casually. It's something like he's talking about, yes, historically the early companions of Muhammad, they obviously had slaves and some of them would have been women and they don't have the right to say no. So, and then he just continues on.
They don't have the right to say no.
Yeah, they don't have. So basically what he's saying is that the companions of Muhammad would have most likely forced their will on women to have, I'm trying to be YouTube friendly here, to have sexy time with them. And
is that YouTube friendly?
Yeah, that's probably worse actually. That's it, it's the button, I should press the button. There we go. Okay, well, let's pretend I didn't say that. Let's just go with they wanted to have time with each other, with them, and yeah, they couldn't say no. But the way he said it was so casual. He just drops it in like.
Obviously, they wouldn't be able to say no.
But the thing is,
we're talking about specifically not if they're horrible people, but if they're genuine Muslims. Are they grifters? Is what we're saying.
Well, the companions here in this context are meant to be the moral examples to the Muslims.
They're moral within their own framework.
Yeah, it was just.
Sense.
I watched someone sending me, and I was like, I can't
Take
believe.
it to the third participle.
If I was him, I would never talk about that. If I was a Muslim, and I wouldn't know what to do with that.
It's interesting because Yasser Qadi is learning his lesson with that right now, with the whole hadith stuff.
You know what?
You seen that?
It just bottles up inside him, and he's got to tell someone.
I love how he just uses these interviews as like a means of like having like Catholic release. I've been having this problem. I just have to tell you guys. Okay, basically, nobody actually believes that the Quran's from God. I'm sorry. Like, there's no way of actually proving
But like,
it.
it's like
no one in Western academia.
He could say it diplomatically, right? But it's like the phrases he comes up with.
Oh,
it's
no,
like,
it's hilarious.
No one in academia takes this seriously, right? I'm not saying anything new. We all know this. And I'm like, thank you for saying it in that way.
And also, he says, what does he say? He says, like, I believe it as a Muslim, but as a scholar,
nah. Nah, fam.
he doesn't say it in those specific words.
But it's
effectively that's what it
and
is.
and he doesn't just say it and move on. He says it and then repeats it in a few different ways and then moves on.
And just does it over and over again. So he does this like every sort of 4-ish years. He'll come on and just like I do something really terrible, and then the first person on his case will always be who's that guy? The one who talks like this.
Fareed Response.
Fareed Response.
That's him.
You just admit you're a kafir and go away. What do you mean no one takes this seriously? What are you, an Orientalist?
The more I hear that, it sounds a little bit like, you know, the villager NPCs from Minecraft. You know, they just make that noise. I just hear that, but like different tones.
Well, maybe Fareed plays Minecraft every now and then. It's not haram.
What channel was it on, by the way?
It's Skeps Islamic. You know that one?
Yeah. Is Islam a skeptic?
I can never pronounce the name, but they do great videos and great content.
Hang on, I'm gonna find it.
But he doesn't help himself.
He doesn't know.
Oh man!
But to be fair though, big
it.
respect to him for doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because I got respect for people that just whistle blow accidentally.
Well,
I think that's
this would have been a great thing to actually watch because there's a video here where the one and only Shabir Ali is commenting on Yasser Qadi's comments. This is from 12 days ago.
Ooh!
So if you want, I could like set it up and then we could watch it if you want.
Actually, that's tasty.
It could be the last thing that we do.
Yeah, I don't know. Chat, what does the chat
What
say?
does chat think? Chat's
Chat,
gonna say yes.
should we react?
Yeah, guys, can you let us know? Should we react to Jabir Ali giving his thoughts and commentary on Yasser Qadhi's latest blunder?
Yep.
Can you imagine if they say no?
Yeah. If they say no, we can do something else.
Right, no, good, thank you.
Like, no, keep talking.
I'm not gonna lie, the
The
last
first
comments-
comment was it's bedtime.
It's bedtime, guys. Just stop doing this.
Fair. All right, cool. Well, you know what? We can do it a different day if need be. And so it's like, no.
Hang on.
Give me the video.
No, that's something else. Yeah.
Very well then. The people have spoken or not spoken, which
Two people have spoken.
Two people.
One was irrelevant.
Yeah. So,
one of us falling asleep.
wait. One says yeah, but do
On
it
a second episode.
Yeah,
All right, fair enough.
Listen, people, if that's the case, then gentlemen, what do you think? Should we end it here or
I think so.
or carry on? Okay, well, in that case, then we can. So, just like the intro, here is the outro. Effectively, that was a very elucidating conversation. Hijab is a scammer and will remain a scammer, and you guys will keep on filling his coffers because you're insecure. And because you're insecure, you won't be able to determine when he's actually scamming you and pilfering your money, and realize that if you pay Hijab's medical bills or his lawyer fees in this ahira, or his dunya, there's no way that Allah will pay you back in the ahira. But well, that's fine. You guys will take it out in your own time.
Or his Oyster card bills because he's traveling to see Aisha in a hotel.
There is that. He's going to Japan and buying samurai swords. But hey, you guys want a mighty warrior, don't you? So, carry on filling his coffers. Effectively, I expect in the next couple of weeks he's going to launch some kind of GoFundMe campaign. Or Douglas Murray will come out and maybe debunk the claim that he's made.
How funny would it be if it comes out and it's like, it wasn't 670 whatever, it was like 900. Turns out it's actually lowering it.
Or on the other hand, it wasn't 670,000, it was 65,000. Well, that you mentioned, that's a great number. Let's go for that.
I'll send you an invoice. Check it.
My enemies are surrounding me.
Because don't forget, he made that whole video about, I've been told that somebody is plotting against me with Elon Musk.
There it is.
Yeah.
My enemies are surrounding me.
Did that video ever actually... Did he ever expound on that at a later point in time?
No, it's all just because he realized that he now had his second wife that was coming after him.
Wow.
It was all in prep because it ties around.
He's joking.
What happened?
Wait. The guy who said we should go to bed is like, no, I'm joking. So we're too late. We don't understand sarcasm and like jokes here. We think you're deadly serious.
It just doesn't carry over in the text. I'm sorry. So ultimately, we'll have to do an episode 2. But we'll let the Quran speak then. Who else wants anything?
Shabir Ali.
Yeah.
Let the Quran speak.
Shabir Ali responding.
By the way, when he said that thing about the whole like, that's they couldn't say no. Was he talking to his daughter at the time?
Yes.
Yes, I believe so. Yeah, which is why it's so casual.
Yeah.
And again, to be fair, he doesn't do a Yasser Qadhi and say it in 5 different ways, but he says it, and he's like, it's a thing anyway, and then he just carries on. And I'm just like, imagine saying that to your daughter. The best example for us as religious Muslims
The
are
best
men who would have
generation.
taken women and had yoo-hoo time with them.
Hang on.
Wait. You got a thing. Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of inappropriate time. And and he said that to his daughter.
Lots of Mohammedan behavior. Let's call it that.
Yeah.
And then the daughter just shakes her head like,
Oh, we need to get a short, like a YouTube short or something like that, of like just zooming in on her face, just going.
Yeah. Oh, when Yasser Qadhi was like spilling the beans, if you watch that channel, because there's a guy and there's this woman there, and the woman she does this like head nodding as Yasser Qadhi's saying all the worst stuff, and it's so funny because it's like she's like, yes, I'm aware of this. Yes, this is not a shock to me whatsoever. I know this. It's like, oh, you couldn't get any better, man. Every once in a while, like Muslim da'is or Muslim academics, they have to give us some kind of like meat to chew on, that was the latest from Yasser Qadhi.
that was quite a steak.
Yeah, it was quite a steak. Yeah.
Juicy.
But yes, yeah, but please keep on giving. And at some point, if I ever meet you, I'm going to ask you, so what faith do you have left in this religion? if all the fundamental things have been debunked, scientific miracles, now the hadith sciences, so then how can you trust that? So the hadith sciences and the Quranic sciences are like one and the same. It's the same methodology. That's why we can trust the things that we have. Yeah, the Quran is a hadith, right? So that means that ultimately the Quran is now, at least in an academic sense, untrustworthy.
The thing that I think is powerful is the people that supposedly standardize the Qur'an and stuff. They said that their readings of it weren't tuata, they're not mass transmitted. So there are readings of none of the readings of the Quran are mass transmitted according to them. But you ask a Muslim, they'll keep telling you, the 7 Qur'at, the first 7, mass transmitted. The 3 are just like they're just like one transmission or whatever, or a couple. But they'll be like, the first 7, mass transmitted. But it's like, but your own scholar that came up with the 7 said that's not true. And then the guy that came up with the 10 doubled down and said, also that's not true. So it's like, what are you doing here?
Well, my sheikh said it was, so, you know.
Yeah.
Sheikh no, you know what I mean. All these sheikhs, they don't know what they're
hopefully the sheikh returns. And so see the most hilarious thing about Islam online is when somebody does something wrong, something immoral, something evil, all the da'is are whisper quiet. But the second that someone like a Yasir Kali says this thing, there's a video from the Thinking Muslim. There's a video from Deen Responds. There's a video from the Safina Society. There's a video from Farid Responds. There's a video from Adnan Rashid, all decrying him.
Priorities.
So you can so effectively, the message out there is, you can be a Muslim da'i, have horrible etiquette and horrible moral values. That's fine, as long as you don't go against any of the core orthodoxies of Sunni Islam. Then there's a problem. So ironically, and this is where it gets ironic, if you said something to the effect of, and this actually happened in real life, if you said something to the effect of slavery should be abolished in Islam, if you said that, you'd technically be going against Islam because there is no call for the abolishing of slavery. It's perpetual in Islam. And actually, the reason I say this is because there was an Egyptian, I think he was either an academic he was an academic. And he basically said that slavery should be abolished. And so he was basically taken to court by the Islamic Society or by Islamic jurors in Egypt. And I think he lost. I don't know what's actually, let me see if I can find it. I don't know what actually became of him actually.
I'm pretty sure, generally speaking, slavery is permissible except if they convert. Is that the general rule? If they're a fellow Muslim, then it's like, this is a bit more of a gray area now. It's a bit.
Yes.
Yeah. So his name is Al-Alaa. So A-L-A-A.
Allah Abdul Fattah.
Yeah. There we go. Alistair helped out. Yeah. So he was an Egyptian activist by the name of
Allah Abdul Fattah.
Allah Abdul Fattah. Yeah. So he's currently in jail. Because
where is it?
That's it.
Yeah, he's currently in jail, imprisoned in Egypt for not for slavery, but for his human rights activism against slavery.
Oh.
So he was convicted on bogus charges following an unfair trial and is subjected to human rights violations, including prolonged arbitrary detention and torture, because homeboy said, yeah, maybe slavery isn't a great idea. So... yeah, it's crazy to think. So it's almost like you're in an upside down world. So a da'i can say something to the effect of the person who misses prayer for one day is worse than the person who
wasn't it like he
who his own mother, and then he finds out she's pregnant, so he and then he buries her in a shallow ditch somewhere, and then he asks Allah for forgiveness. Allah will forgive him, not the person who missed prayer for one day. And so somehow missing prayer for one day is a bad thing, but calling for the ending of slavery, no, missing prayer for one day is a terrible, unforgivable thing. But calling for the ending of slavery, which most modern people would do today, is also a bad thing because you're going against what the Sunnah preaches. It's all upside down.
It's equivalent. Missing prayer and not enslaving people are equivalent.
Yeah, they're both equally bad.
I remember in the Hanbali school, I think it is, if you miss prayer, in their perspective, it's the equivalent of a form of declaration of apostasy. If you, so basically, you'll see things like on Islam QA where there'll be some teenager Muslim who's saying, "Hey, look, I wake up in time for Fajr prayer, but I just don't feel like it, so sometimes I just miss it." And basically their view is, well, because you intentionally woke up, thought about it, and then decided not to do it, it's an intentional act of refusing prayer. So you're refusing Salah, it's a core pillar of Islam. And this, think of it this way, like, the apostasy wars, the Ridda wars, fought over zakat and how that was meant to be done. So if that's another pillar, and that was enough to fight entire wars over, it seems kind of like, from their perspective, Salah, yeah, you're not doing it, you're choosing to intentionally ignore your prayers, then it looks like you're not a Muslim anymore.
This actually reminds me when Sneeko asked the question to, could we go back to Sneeko now?
Yeah.
Sneeko asked the question to Muhammad Hijab. They went like some like really fancy restaurants, like all floral hanging from the ceiling, whatever. And Sneeko said, what's worse? Is it worse to, sleep with, be a homosexual, sleep with a bunch of men, or become a Christian? And he said something along the lines of, classic Muhammad Hijab style. He said, if my son sleeps with even 50 men, it's still better than becoming a Christian. I was like, what?
And then Hijab came to the corner, and I pulled him up on this and said, where in the Quran does this say that?
Yeah.
And then he tried quoting some verses for me about some people changing the scripture. I'm like, okay, fine, sure, but where does it compare them to the people of Lot? And show me the Christian city that was destroyed.
That's a good point.
In the Quran for being Christian.
So those who write the book with their own hand. And so we sent down a big lightning and earthquake.
Nothing happened to them.
Yeah, it doesn't say.
So it would seem, at least in the eyes of Allah, people of Lot are somehow worse or more deserving of destruction than the Christians are.
I mean, they could still use the apostasy laws that's found in the Quran, but yeah.
No. My point would be, how would you make a case that Christianity is worse than?
Worse than.
How should we make that case?
You can only say it's equal to.
Well, you can't even say that because there's all these privileges given to the Christians. They'll attain salvation along with the Sabians. Come to the terms with them that you believe in one God.
That's true.
The Christians will always be the nearest to us. So where are these things afforded to the people of Lot?
It depends if he's a Muslim and then becomes a Christian. But if he was just a Christian, then yeah, that actually seems like there's no way.
Which is interesting because that's kind of conflictory because Surah 47, the first few verses, describes what an unbeliever is and then says what you should do to them. It's like, so Christians are kind of like great on one hand, and then you should also kill them on the other hand.
Yep. They're the nearest to you, but they're the worst of creatures at the same time. Which is interesting.
You can kind of reconcile this. Like, at least this is how I would reconcile it. There's Christians who are just Christians who live in the world somewhere, right? And then there's Christians who've heard about Muhammad and rejected him. So the Quran. So if you look at Surah 98:6, it says the disbelievers and the Christians and the Jews. So I think a fair look at that is that it's the Christians and Jews who have rejected Muhammad, basically, are the worst of creatures, which includes all of us. So it's still an incredibly profound, evil thing.
That's one way of interpreting, just that at the time he wasn't feeling the Christians. He could just been angry at them at that time. And then coincidentally an angry revelation came down.
Because otherwise, then the Quran would just be like a massive contradiction. Then,
yeah, because the problem is like
we can't say what? Quran's a contradiction.
Oh, I mean,
I won't have it.
It cannot be possible.
the problem is that all of these blanket terms are used without specifying which group is being spoken about. So if I said, the Christians are the worst of creatures and the Christians are meant to be like nearest to us, which group am I speaking about? I use the same term in both of them.
I guess there is the idea that like Muhammad loved the Jews and the Christians to begin with, but then slowly just got more and more annoyed with them. Until it was like, actually, screw you guys.
Yeah, but because of all that whole like, hey, I'm a prophet. No, you're not. Okay, I am. No, you're not. I am. No, you're not. I am. No, you're not. Okay, fine. Mubahala all the time.
Mubahala. We're going to do Mubahala now. It's going to be lots of mayhem.
And then he was just like, but bring your children and wives. I'm like, we don't have kids and wives. We're monks.
That's funny.
And he's like, I knew that.
I bought my kids at my white house.
He didn't say bring your kids and your wives. He said bring your kids and your wives. That would have just come natural to him, wouldn't it?
I assume he was talking to more than one person at a time. Or maybe, who knows? Bring your kids and your 4, at least, wives. Dude, we're monks. We don't get married, man. Oh, I knew that.
You know, there's a verse in the Quran that talk positively about monasteries.
Yeah.
It's weird. I don't understand that. But the
Do you know
Quran.
what it said?
Huh?
Do you know what it said?
Okay, well, actually, there are a few things. There's one that says there are those that are proclaiming the name of Allah who are being persecuted in, and then I think it says the synagogues. I don't know if it says masjids, but the synagogues and the monasteries, and I think churches as well is another term they use there. There's a verse that says that. But there's also another verse where it seems to directly refer to the people of Najran, who seem to be some group of Christians that lived under, I forgot the Jewish guy's name, but there was a Jewish king in Yemen, and he persecuted the Christian community there, and he ultimately had them killed in a trench. Now, the issue with this
Muhammad style, yeah.
is we know historically what that community would have been. It would have been a Nicene Creed believing Trinitarian Christian group. It may have had differences from post Chalcedon, so there would have been Miaphysite or Nestorian questions and things like this. But ultimately, they still would have thought things that are much more close to the Christian doctrine than Islamic doctrine, by like far. It would have contradicted the Quran, let's put it that way. But the Quran mentions them, and it's like, it calls them mu'minin. I can never pronounce this word.
Mu'minun.
Mu'minun. I gotta do the emphasis as well.
Yeah.
Oh, have you guys saw the sorry, I'm like divvying it here, but you seen the Robert Spencer recitation thing he did? I think he did it on like Hatton Tash's channel.
No.
So he did this like Quran recitation. And you got the mysterious letters, right? Alif, Lam, Ra. So he does his own recitation. He puts this like massive echo on, and he goes Ali, and they like elongate it very long. Ali, and does that, and then it's like Allah, and then it just goes Ram. And I was like, oh, that's so good.
Those are the proper enunciations.
16 gig, 32 gig. RAM.
The Quran seems to refer to a Christian group as being believers, which again is problematic because that group of people wouldn't have believed anything like Islam. So the Quran seems very ecumenical.
Gets into your theory about, well, not your theory, but
Yeah, it's not mine.
Fred Donner's
Fred Donner.
theories.
Yeah.
Which is Gabriel Said Reynolds, is he on that wave?
He's sympathetic to it. In
Yeah,
an
the one
interview,
that-
he said
yeah.
he's he actually he did like a interview. Actually, no, I think it was with someone else, but he mentioned Fred Donner, and he was like, academia is very open to Fred Donner's work partly because it's a way
I was
of
about to say partly, yeah. God, this is my film. Like,
In a sense.
They haven't been super friendly to Donner, but
But like it's interfaith works, right? If you want to start having
Yeah.
dialogues, it's a really good way of approaching that. So a lot of Christian and Muslim interfaith individuals.
yeah, got to be careful with that. You got people like Karen Armstrong who I just
Yeah.
cannot stand, and she's part of probably the same group of academics, just an apologist for Muslims, basically.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, Karen Armstrong is a Roman Catholic theologian who specializes in Islam, and what she does is she specializes in being the best apologist she can be for Islam. And I think, and pretty much everyone suspects that she does that because she is wanting to, what's the Roman Catholic thing when they do that thing of, it's interfaith dialogue, basically. They want to make sure like the space is a common ground where you can discuss, and they hope to win them over like that, basically. And what they're doing, basically, is just giving ground every step they can.
Apparently, his name was like Du Nuas, the Jewish king who was like oppressing Christians or whatever. Du Nuas.
Okay.
DHU space
6th century king.
NUWAS. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Apparently, his real name was Yusuf Asar Yathar.
there is historicity to this, for my because obviously a lot of this is Islamic stuff, and you have to be kind of suspicious about that.
Yeah.
But I think there is a case historically to be made. There was because we know that the there's a name for the kingdom that this guy ruled. It's now modern day Yemen, but it had a different name back then.
Well, just to clarify as well, Yemen, in terms of Arabian history during those periods, 6th and 7th century, Yemen we actually have probably I think it's the North Arabia has a rich bit of history for that time, and also Yemen in the pre-Islamic era had actually a rich history, basically. Like we can trace quite a lot of history through Yemen.
Himyarite.
That's it,
Himyarite
Himyarite
Kingdom.
Yeah.
There you go.
So apparently it was a thing, and we know that. So the kingdom of Aksum, which is now modern day Ethiopia, they conquered the Himyarite kingdom, and they had a lot of Christian influence. And then this Jewish king came into power, and then persecuted the. Actually, no, maybe the other way around. Maybe the other way around there. Hang on, let me just check that. Alistair's giving me a look, so maybe I got that the wrong way around. Either no. I think it's because of this persecution that the kingdom of Aksum came into Yemen, from what I remember. But I need to check.
So Abraha came in to basically
and then
depose him.
Then you have the Abraha.
Yeah. And so he does do it, and then apparently he then says, hey, you know what? I'm just going to go randomly into the middle of a desert with my war elephants that don't have any water to drink.
Well, it's because he's feeling
In the
like
driest part of the Arabian Peninsula.
Yeah.
yes, yeah.
Why? Because I want to knock over like a 3 meter by 3 meter box real quick.
Because they're like, we have this. What's the name of the church? It's the Najran Church, I think. We have this amazing church, and it's like a site for people to come to. But there's this big cube over there, and
Well, at the time, it wouldn't even have been that big because the Kaaba's been destroyed and rebuilt like multiple times. So it probably wasn't that big back then.
yeah.
You seen inside it now?
But wait, wouldn't it have been? He would have been pagan at this point.
It was.
Yeah.
So he's jealous of a pagan site. Well, I guess he can be, but I don't know.
It's funny how like Allah wanted to protect the Kaaba from being like quote unquote destroyed by this guy, but just allowed the pagans to just take over it
Yeah.
without destroying them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Priorities, right?
Do remember that the Qibla direction was changed when Muhammad was in Medina and Mecca was still under Peckham? Peckham.
Peckham. Who knows about Peckham?
Do say Peknam. Anyway,
Well, it was under. What's it
Anyways,
called?
back on to track, huh?
Pagan control. That's
Pagan,
the one.
okay.
So it's weird then,
Yeah.
because basically what he's told people is, hey, I've been telling you guys, when we do our prayers, when we do salah, we face Jerusalem, and presumably explain the reason for that. Jerusalem, very holy place, and so on. But then it's like, actually, guys, there is a cracking place over there. Yes, it's pagan, and yes, it still has pagans in it and it has idols in it currently. But we should face that and pray that direction, which to me is a very hard sell. Because, can you imagine trying to convince people of that?
Well,
Yeah, if you
and
think
then you got
about
the
it.
Black Stone as well, the pagan origins of
Yeah.
the Black Stone as well. So it's getting a bit.
So it's like you got the safe legacy. People have been doing it for a very long time. They've been facing Jerusalem. Christians, Christians face the east. But you had at least Jews anyway facing Jerusalem in their prayers, and then all of a sudden there's this group that has claiming to continue this, and it's like no, actually guys, we're gonna face the pagan thing now, which I think is really suspicious.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because obviously I follow a lot of Dan Gibson's work on the Qibla direction stuff, for example, and it's even the story from Muslims which I get. That somehow, they had to change the direction of they had to change the location of the Kaaba, and that gives explanation for the Qibla direction. What we're finding now is actually, it's BS. Sorry.
It's right there.
There's 100 years of mosques where the vast majority of them, and I don't really have any contacts, but I have basic, trust me, bro.
Just me,
Oh,
bro.
of course.
Trust me,
Why would we distrust you?
I have 2 data packs where there's a whole, bunch of scholars from the some middle America university did the calculations on Dan Gibson's Qibla direction recordings, like the readings of it. And that along with, I forgot the name of the company. It's like Geosat, basically like some incredible new technology, geolocation, satellite technology to get in a more accurate direction. The vast majority of mosques did not point towards Mecca during that time. So when they say, it was brought back to Mecca, no, sorry.
Do you want to hear one of the best responses to this I've ever heard?
You're using Google Maps. Please stop.
Yes.
Dan Gibson did originally use Google Maps. That was the issue.
So
Really?
Yeah, he used Google Earth really. Not Maps, but Earth.
Oh yeah, Google Earth, yeah.
one of the best responses I ever heard was from a guy who we don't hear much from anymore, but his name was Safe Talks. Siffy Talks.
Who's Siffy?
Siffy is a Moroccan dawagandist who became irrelevant very, very fast.
You gotta do an impression of him.
He had this very particular way of speaking like this when he made any points about Islam.
You have to turn the audio down. Whenever I
Where's
watch
he
this
from
video,
again?
I'm gonna turn the volume down.
Is it Morocco or
Morocco.
Mexican, bro?
That's exactly how he sounded when he spoke. Everything went up and down.
one taco.
It wasn't just like that. So he said that we could not use this methodology because at the time of the Prophet ﷺ, there were no satellites, so therefore it doesn't count.
But yeah, he does sound like this. It's a very unique way of addressing his
Yeah.
audience.
Yeah.
Oh, can you imagine if he did? I bet he must do live streams where he just does that for like hours.
I don't even know what happens anymore with that guy. Let me see what he's even doing, because he never responded to you, by the way.
No, he never did. No, because I put him in an awkward thing to talk
Yeah.
about,
Good.
and he was kind of like, for my audience, I'm not going to talk about that. So,
All right, well,
okay, fine.
he's still going, just hasn't responded to your video yet.
Yeah.
Oh, Siffy, when will you respond? Because it was funny because, for example, Chris raised the point that effectively, like, the Quran talks about, not the Quran, the hadith talk about like 90-foot tall Adam or whatever the case is.
Yes.
Where are the
That
bones?
Adam, yeah, well, because obviously you guys know about the whole like Adam fell in Sri Lanka and
Yeah.
this way. And, like,
Where's the
apparently Sri
bones?
Lankans there. Some of the Sri Lankans they say no, he's actually still here.
Where's the?
That's what I'm saying. They've said something along the lines of the story is that he's on some type of mountaintop.
Right.
His burial site is there,
Right.
and they don't want. See, this is the same thing for the case for Mecca.
Right.
They don't want Muslims digging around the area because they are afraid of like basically idolatry and paganism.
Well, if I saw a 20-foot femur, I'd be like, damn,
Yeah.
okay.
Which is interesting. Same for the case for Mecca. Is like, hey, they don't want us digging around Mecca, even though they did for a while and found very little, right? Which is very worrying. That's probably why they started building on top of it very quickly. But one of the arguments was, we don't want people digging up things around here because we're worried they might find pagan shrines and worship it.
Damn. Interestingly, regarding sort of like pagan shrines, so if we were to believe the year of the elephant, so Allah protects the Kaaba from destruction by these elephants by pelting them, right? And so it should stand to reason that if anybody ever tries again to destroy the Kaaba, Allah will protect it again, right? October 31st, 683.
Halloween.
The Umayyads sack Mecca. The Kaaba burns down. No Allah, no birds. It just burns down.
Yeah.
So they build it again.
Khalas.
So for a little while, Allah was homeless.
Subhanallah.
For a little bit. There was no Baytullah. He was homeless for a little bit, but they got it back on
Now
track.
that's understandable because he needs money.
But wait,
He's broke.
haven't you guys seen the sneaker video where it shows you, look, even the birds don't poo anywhere near, I can say poo, they don't poo anywhere near the Kaaba. It's so clean.
Oh, similar to
on-
like the cat doesn't
until
step on the
they-
Quran type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is, people pointed out in his own video, you can see it. It's just that like he was just being like, oh, where is it? I don't see it.
But by the way,
You think Muslims are online just going, oh yeah,
but,
no, I see it.
The birds never poop on the Empire State Building. They never do it.
You might see what looks like pigeon droppings,
If you're
but
staring at it from the ground,
Nothing.
there's
Not
no-
even-
If you're staring at it from the ground, there's no poop on it.
you're the problem. Trust me. Like you're
Now,
not
if you
seeing.
get a helicopter, things will be different. But if you're staring at it from the ground, there's no poop on it. Out of sight, out of mind.
Thank you, James Brown.
Oh man, that's crazy.
And with that,
With
we
that.
we
Yeah,
we
okay,
are
okay,
o-
okay.
over an hour.
We are done.
The red one.
This is the real ending, by the way.
real ending.
The real
Okay,
ending.
so
You gotta do this again.
ending part 2. We are effectively tired. We are leaving the studio. We are ordering Ubers, and we're going home. Goodbye.
Take care, guys. God bless.
Much love to this.
Is that what?
Maybe.